Okay. Okay, I think we're up now. Hey guys. So I'm Shawn. I'm a health advocate and a blogger at chronicallystrong.com. I had a little bit of confusion earlier. I was trying to get on my cell phone and it wasn't working out too well. So I'm sorry about that. But I did want to just hop on really quickly and share a few tips I had for the ostomy and Jpouch surgery process. So I actually live with IBD and I have a Jpouch now. So if you hear anything, then that's probably what you're hearing. But I do have a few tips for those of you who are considering getting a Jpouch or about to undergo the ostomy slash Jpouch surgery process. So yeah, we can just get right into that. So basically, if you're getting a Jpouch, the first step is to, first of all, just be comfortable with asking questions because it is a process, first of all. And second of all, it's a lot to know. It's a lot to understand. So it's perfectly fine that you have questions. And I think every doctor expects you to ask them. So first of all, you can have these surgeries in 2 or 3 steps. So it's very, very important that you ask your doctor how many steps you're going to have this surgery in and why. So some doctors recommend, or a lot of doctors recommend for a lot of people, if they're not in the best of health, to go ahead and have 3-step surgery, which is 3 different surgeries at 3 different times. And they're typically spread out a few months apart. So I know that I've had my surgeries this way, and a lot of my IBD friends have had their surgeries this way. I've only known, I think, 1 or 2 people to have their surgery in 2 steps, which is really, really big, and that's a lot to take on health-wise, but it can be done. So once you understand your surgeries and what's going to happen with your body, it's definitely time to know your options about having an ostomy. So having an ostomy is pretty much a whole new world. It's something so different from anything you've ever experienced before, but that could be definitely a good thing if you're a more sick person like me. So one really important thing to understand when you're going into the ostomy world is that you do have options. There are a ton of options out there, to be honest. So I think that it would have been helpful to know about these options when I was going through my surgery, because I had no idea. And I just thought that every single ostomy bag was the same. Every single ostomy product was the same. And you just got them from your doctor and that's not necessarily what happened. Okay. So I had a question and it says, wow, how did you learn so much about the Jpouch? And it is actually because I have a Jpouch now and I underwent my 3 surgeries between 2014 and 2015. So I just thought that I was going to get all of my products and supplies and everything from my doctor and I was just going to be good. And that was totally wrong. It could not be further from the truth. So you typically get your ostomy products and, well, a lot of other medical supplies from your insurance company's manufacturing company. So I was lucky that my insurance company and my insurance company's manufacturer, they actually had everything online, which was so great for me because I do everything I can to avoid talking on the phone. And I also love a visual example of what I'm going to be ordering, what I'm going to be getting. So it was definitely so helpful to actually be able to see my products. So that's definitely something to ask about. You can call your insurance company, you can call the manufacturing company, and they can give you more information on that. But it definitely is a benefit to do, even if you can't do everything online, just to go online and look at your options. That can be helpful in knowing what you're going to get and if you actually need it, because there's a lot of things on there that you're not going to actually need. Just like shopping for any other thing, like you're going on like a website like Route 21 or something for clothes and you see like a belt that you don't need at all, but it's like, oh, it would be nice to have that belt. It's kind of like that when you're shopping for ostomy products. There's so many products to choose from and it's kind of like information overload. So yeah, that's just a little side point there. But another point to that is accessories. Accessories are so important to kind of normalize your experience with an ostomy. So for me personally, having the ostomy belt was so helpful. It's not helpful to everyone, but I found that most people that I've talked to who've had an ostomy or currently have an ostomy have used a belt at some point. The belt just connects to your bag, and basically it's just a regular belt. Other than that, it helped me. I wore it at least 5 days a week. I know for sure it was 5 days a week because I wore it Monday through Friday at work. And it really gave me a lot of confidence, because when you're a new ostomate and you're not really used to these products and your body and what's going on, that kind of helps to give a little bit of reassurance. At least you know that, hey, if I go running or anything, my bag's not going to quote unquote fly off, which is like the worry that a lot of new ostomates have. Like, what can I do with my bag? Can I exercise? Can I run? And a lot of times we don't realize that you can do the exact same things that you were doing before after you have an ostomy. But when you're new to the game, then having a belt and some of those other accessories can really help to reassure you and kind of calm some of those fears down. So I have a comment that says, how do we find out more about you? So you can go on my blog, chronicallystrong.com. That's where I pretty much share everything. I'm also on YouTube and social media, so you can definitely check that out. And that's all on my profile. And someone else said, or no, same person, sounds like you really like to use the internet. And yes, I love to use the internet. That's why definitely, like, my manufacturer being online was so beneficial for me. And also this platform is very beneficial because any way I can connect with people without having to talk on the phone is a way for me. So are there any resources that you rely on, like charities or foundations, where you can share or learn experiences? Thanks again. Hey, Happy Life. Resources that I rely on, I feel like the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, they have a lot of resources, even on their website. If you don't want to use them as a resource, then they still have a lot of other resources listed on there, and you can kind of connect with other patients that way, because they have camps for younger people with IBD. They also have ways that you can get involved as an adult if you're an adult or over 18, and you can also be a camp counselor where you can connect with and kind of influence kids with IBD. So they have really a ton of ways to get involved. Let's see. Are there any good sources online for ostomy? Yes. So my friend Eric runs veganostomy.ca. He's in Canada, but really a lot of that information, 95% of that information, if not all of it, applies to all of us. So he actually runs his blog, veganostomy.ca, and he also runs his YouTube channel, which is amazing. He has so much information. Let's Talk IBD. She has a website, but she's typically more active on YouTube. So Let's Talk IBD on YouTube. She's so informative. She has an ostomy and she's also a nurse, and it can be so helpful to follow these medical professionals who are also living with some kind of condition, whether it's IBD or something else, because they can give you information from both sides, from being a patient, but also being a professional, and actually like researching, learning about the condition, and actually being qualified to give you that information. Let's see. Do you have family members with the same condition? And no, I actually don't. I'm the first person in my family to be diagnosed with IBD. A lot of people have said that it is found in families, but I've also heard a lot of doctors who are saying that that's not necessarily true anymore. Like, a lot of people are popping up with IBD now who don't necessarily have family members with it. So I'm just one of those lucky people. And let's see. Like, you really like me. What a process. You seem to have a good attitude. Yes. So I try to have a good attitude. It's much easier now to have a good attitude now that I've already gone through the surgeries and everything. When I was going through the surgeries, it was a bit harder. I kind of strayed away from not the internet, but I kind of strayed away from like social media during that time, other than just to post updates and things, just because I wasn't really feeling that upbeat, and I really didn't have that much positive to say, because it can be hard on you physically and mentally. And I feel like during the surgeries, it was very, very, very challenging to my mental health. So I felt like it was best for me to kind of stay away from social media during that time. But it just takes time. You'll learn over time to adjust and to live life with your condition and still remain positive about the future, no matter where you're at right now. And do you find that as you learn more, or much or more from other patients as you do from doctors? Yes. So there's so many patients, especially on social media, that I follow that give so much good information and given in such a way that I can understand it, because I find that sometimes it's hard to, whether you're in the doctor's office or whether you're actually following these people online, sometimes it's kind of hard to follow the doctors, the researchers, the medical professionals and things, just because they're so used to talking to people in their profession, and they're so used to talking to people, of the same. They're used to talking to the people who basically understand their way of speaking. And sometimes when you're talking to a patient, you kind of have to, I'm not going to say dumb it down, but just talk to us like normal people. You don't have to give all the medical terminology and all that stuff. I do understand medical terminology because I studied it in college, but still, it's still kind of hard to like be thrown all of the medical terminology and all of the medical information at once. And then it's kind of like when somebody's speaking Spanish to you, when you learned the basics of Spanish, but they're like all the way in Spanish 5. So it's like you understand the basics of what they're saying, but it's kind of overwhelming. Whereas talking to another patient, it's like talking to somebody who's on your level, who's been through what you've been through, but they've learned a little bit more than you. So they're just like breaking it down to you in a way that you would understand that in the same way they understood. I hope that makes sense. Sorry. I'm glad this talk has been helpful for you. I really hope it's been helpful, because I've kind of been straying away from the topic, but I'm trying to answer everyone's questions. Can you exercise regularly? Yes, I can exercise regularly. I can pretty much do anything that a healthy person, a normal healthy person can do. The only thing that I do differently now is I take medicine, and I will be on this medication or a medication like it for the rest of my life. So that's the only pretty much different thing that I'm going through right now, other than like side effects and things like that. I'm just speaking of what I do in a day that's different from what a normal healthy person would do. I just take medicine. And then how long was your recovery from the surgery? So I had 3 different surgeries. Sorry, it's kind of loud outside. I had 3 different surgeries. And the first recovery was super quick. I had my colon and also my appendix removed, and that, or I don't know how you medically phrase that, because some people don't like it when you say it like that. But I had my colon and my appendix removed, and that was a few weeks. It was really, really, really fast. I honestly felt better pretty much as soon as I got that thing out, as soon as they got that thing out of me, rather. Then the second recovery, it was much longer. It probably took like a month, maybe 2 months. And I had that surgery. I had the first surgery in December of 2014. The next surgery was in April, 4 days before my birthday of 2015. And then the last surgery was July 1st of 2015. And that recovery, it took a short amount of time, but I had a hole in my stomach. So although it took a short amount of time, I still couldn't do things that normal people were doing at the time, because it was summer and people were going swimming. And obviously you can't swim with a hole in your stomach. So I did have a lot of restrictions that other people didn't have at the time, but it was still semi-quick. Just the hole had to close up, which took like a month. And then they said, love your outlook. Thank you. And this talk has been super helpful. I think I already talked about that message. But yeah, so I really didn't think that it was going to go this long. I'm so sorry, but I do hope that this has been helpful for you. I hope that this has been encouraging and just kind of helping you to understand that you can still live a normal life with an ostomy, with a Jpouch, and that, my tips, because I know we kind of strayed away from them, but my main tips were to be comfortable with asking questions. Questions are 100% normal because your whole life is changing. Also, be sure to just get to know your options and get to know how you're going to be ordering your supplies, where your supplies are coming from, who your insurance company uses, things like that. Answering those basic questions and asking them before you actually go to surgery is super helpful in the long run. And then also checking out this accessories, because accessories were so beneficial for me and they're so beneficial for a lot of other ostomates. And I really think that that'll help you adjust to life a bit faster. All right, so this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for joining me. I really enjoyed this, and I guess I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.